Hello friends, I am Dr. Bharati Patnaik from Sitabai Arts, Commerce and Science College, Akola. Friends, welcome to a discussion of a poem, A Valediction Forbidding Mourning, which has been written by Donne. Let us first familiarize ourselves with the poet. Donne was born in 1572 in London. He was a poet, priest and a lawyer. He was born to Roman Catholic family when practice of that religion was illegal. His education could not be continued at Oxford and Cambridge because of his religion. In 1601, he secretly married Anne More, who was the niece of Lord Valediction. For this, he was imprisoned and was dismissed from his job, and all this ruined his career. After losing his job, John Donne wrote to his wife, John Donne, and Donne, undone. He was the founder of the metaphysical school of poetry. His poetry may be broadly divided into two groups, secular and religious poems. Despite being greatly talented, he spent many years of his life in poverty. Today, we will analyze the poem A Valediction Forbidding Mourning. Now, this poem is a farewell speech written in 1611 by John Donne for his wife Anne More while he was leaving for a short journey to France for conducting government business. The poem was first published in 1633, 2 years after Donne's death, in his collection Songs and Sonnets. The basic theme of the poem is the union of true lovers even when they are physically separated, and the poet piles a number of arguments to prove the point. Now let us start with the poem. The title of the poem is A Valediction Forbidding Mourning. Now, valediction means farewell. Forbidding means to prohibit or to disallow. And mourning means to feel sad or to be in grief. Now, as I said earlier, this poem was written on the occasion of parting from his wife Anne More in 1611. Donne was going on a diplomatic mission to France, leaving his wife behind in England. He left behind his pregnant wife, and their separation probably inspired this poem. I start with the poem. As virtuous men pass mildly away and whisper to their souls to go, whilst some of their sad friends do say, the breath goes now, and some say no. Donne says that virtuous people are not afraid of death. They die quietly and do not make a fuss about it. They ask their souls to depart from this world without any mourning or crying. They die willingly and gladly, most probably because they have led a virtuous life and so have nothing to fear in the life to come, even though their friends are sad at their death. They want that they should live here for some time more. There are others who do not want them to die at all. So let us melt and make no noise, no tear floods nor sigh tempest move. It were profanation of our joys to tell the laity our love. In this stanza, Donne tells his wife that they should melt and make no noise, that is, like virtuous people, they should also bid goodbye to each other gently and quietly, without any weeping and crying. Neither they should raise floods by their tears, nor storm by their sighs. This emotional scene would be a vulgarization of their love, and in this way tell the world of it. The term laity means the layman or the world at large. Donne says that their love is something sacred and they must not damage or tarnish it. Moving of the earth brings harms and fears. Men reckon what it did and meant, but trepidation of the spears, though greater far, is innocent. Moving of the earth here means an earthquake. An earthquake causes much damage and people are afraid of it. People then calculate the damage caused by it. But movement of the spears, though much greater, causes no damage and people are not afraid of it because they are unaware of it. Trepidation of the spear refers to the Earth's movement in relation to the other planets. Dull sublunary lovers' love, whose soul is sense, cannot admit absence, because it doth remove those things which alimented it. Another metaphor appears in this fourth stanza when the speaker ranks some dull lovers as sublunary, meaning those people whose love is physical and not spiritual. Their love is entirely sensuous. They are attracted to each other by the physical beauty and therefore they cannot endure the absence of the object of their love, because love removes the physical self of the beloved on which their love is based. But we, by a love so much refined that ourselves know not what it is, assured of the mind, careless, eyes, lips, and hands to miss. The love that they share is so spiritual and refined that even they themselves do not understand its real nature. It is a mystery even to them. They are so sure of each other's soul that physical self, eyes, ears, lips, hands, etc., does not matter at all to them. The lovers share a strong relationship not based only on emotion but also on logic. Their love is not affected at all by the absence of each other. Our two souls, therefore, which are one, though I must go, endure not yet a breach, but an expansion like gold to airy thinless beat. Love has fused their two souls into one. Therefore, even if he has to go away, their souls would not be separated. His absence would not cause any breach in his love. Breach means to break. Here, Donne compares the love between him and his wife to a piece of gold. When it is beaten, it does not break into pieces but spreads out, grows airly thin, and covers a much larger area. Similarly, their separation from each other does not mean a break in their love. It makes it more spiritual and refined. If they be two, they are two so, as stiff twin compasses are two. Thy soul, the fixed foot, makes no show to move, but doth if the other do. In this stanza, Donne introduces the famous compass conceit. He says that if their souls are two, they are two like the 2 feet of a compass, which appears to be separate but are in reality united at the top. The beloved, who stays at home may be compared to its fixed foot, which does not seem to move, but which moves in reality if the other foot moves. And though it is in the center sit, yet when the other far doth roam, it leans and hearkens after it, and grows erect as that comes home. The beloved is like the foot of the compass, which remains fixed at the center, but it leans and follows the other foot when it moves, and it unites with the moving foot when it returns to the starting point after completing the circle. Similarly, his going away would be like the moving of the foot of the compass, and they would be united when he returns home. Such wilt thou be to me, who must, like the other foot, obliquely run. Thy firmness makes my circle just, and makes me end when I begin. The beloved who stays at home has the same relation with the poet as the fixed foot of a compass with its moving foot. It is the firmness of the fixed foot which enables the moving foot to draw the circle correctly and then return to the place from where it began. Similarly, it is her love and faithfulness which would enable him to perform his journey successful and then return home. This completes with the poem. The poem, in short, is one of the best and the most characteristic poems of John Donne. Thank you.